There I am opening Bootstrap. So this is the Bootstrap. One second, I'm sharing my screen. Are you people able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So now this is our Bootstrap website. So the latest version right now is running is the 5.2. I think it's a beta version. I think. Yeah, it's a beta version only. So 5.1 is the latest version. Let's say assume. So beta version means it is still in the development phase, about to release. We'll continue with the 5.1 or 5.2. Also, we can take it by the end of this class or next week. Maybe it will come live. Now this is our Bootstrap thing. So what is this Bootstrap exactly? So yesterday we have seen that in our Visual Studio Code. Let's try to open our what I can say, our this one. So if you try to see our web page, responsive page. So this is the responsive page which we have designed. Now if you try to see this code, as we already discussed, the code what we have written, so it is around something around 153 lines is there, right? So all the CSS what we are trying to write, giving the margin, giving the font and padding, everything, border 1 pixel, these are all the things. So we are trying to reuse the code. So if you try to see here, width 100%, font size 1.5 em. So somewhere in the place we will be using this font size 1.5 em again. So somewhere in the place we will be using this one. So here also we are using font size 1.5 em, and also here we are using font size 1.5 em. That means nothing but we are duplicating the code. So we are trying to write the code multiple times. So like this we are trying to write. So 2em if you are trying to use in the real time project, if you are using, so this font size 2em, you will try to write for so many selectors. So that means the one line of code you are trying to repeat it so many times. Okay. So in order to decrease this one, why can't we write this all the code in one place, so that it's we can make it as a library and we can use it. For example, let's say that we have a font size of 2em, let's assume. Now I will keep a something like ft hyphen, let's say 1.5. Okay, so this class represents ft underscore 1.5, like this. Let's assume the name. Now what I will try to do, so this class will give in a such a way that I will try to use 1.5 em. Okay, now this is the class exclusively. If I use this class, it will give you the font size of 1.5 em. Now wherever I am using this 1.5 em, for example, let's say that nav ullia, I can remove this one. So here in this one I can use in a such a way that I can use a class ft underscore 1 underscore 5. So this is the class I am using, right? ft underscore 1 underscore 5. Now I can use this class wherever I want, so that the same output will come. Now the same thing, so where we are using this 1.5 em, so now we have removed this 1.5 em here, and wherever we are using this 1.5, so here we are using p dot product underscore price. So for this one also we can remove it. So and I can use it something in a such a way that product underscore price also I can use in the place wherever I want. I can use this ft underscore 1 underscore 5. We can also give the multiple classes. Now you will be able to understand that. So ft underscore 1 underscore 5, so we have given in a such a way that these are in the media query. So that means this should be applied. Is this one in the media query or not? In the media, I think this is in the media query. No. Okay, so if it is in the media query means, so this font size should be applied only for a particular time. Is the code yesterday what we have written, or any other code is there? Web page we have. Okay, let's see. Responsive.css. I'm getting confused. Why this 800 pixel? Okay, here it is there. Okay, 500 pixels. So fine, correct this code only. So now 1.5 VM, if you try to see, so we are trying to use somewhere 1.5 VM, we are not using, right? Okay. So for example, so like this, we can decrease the font size. Now I can remove this product underscore price and I can remove this entire code. So that for this one, I am using ft underscore 1.5, wherever it is needed for me, ft underscore 1 underscore 5. So I can use this one. So like this, the common CSS, for example, let's say that ft font size 1em is there means, so I can write a class here so that I can use this class multiple places. Now, for example, let's say that we are having text align center. So I may be using so many places this one. So I can maintain a class in a such a way that text hyphen center, and I can use the text align center like this. Okay. So now I can use this text hyphen center wherever I want the elements to be aligned center. Now color white is there. So if I want to use this one, I can use wherever I can create a class for this one, and I can use color white, and I can use this class wherever I want, so that I cannot repeat this code again and again. So wherever this one is needed, so I can remove these all the codes. I can use this class in the HTML element. So by this, we can decrease the CSS file and we can make use of these all the things. Okay. Now the problem arises is, for every project or for every code, so do we need to write these things? So we need to have a perfect shape or perfect commonly used CSS and all those things we should have in our project. So for maintaining this one, some companies, what they will try to do is they will try to maintain their own library. Okay, so that is their company's internal thing or project internal thing. But the most approved thing and all those things is not approved thing. The most familiar thing in the market is the Bootstrap. So Bootstrap will give you like these utilities. So now what we have designed, right? So color hyphen white, these are all the things. So Bootstrap will give you all those classes for this one. So it will give so many advanced classes also. We'll try to see it. So just we have seen a small tiny bit only. So just I am telling you what the Bootstrap will overcome for us. So Bootstrap will give you so many classes like this, commonly used CSS. It will be converted into classes, so there is no need to write little bit of CSS also. We can make use of those classes and we can develop the basic website. And if you want some customized CSS and all those things, means you can create a file and you can write it. So that is the use of this exact Bootstrap. There are so many are there. So Bootstrap, so you have so many foundation CSS. So this is also one of the libraries. So another company has developed this one. Okay, so most advanced responsive front-end framework. And like this, you have another one, something like Tailwind. Okay, so Tailwind also, it is also one of the popular thing. Now if you try to see here, so he is showing the visualized representation. Now see, he is writing only the classes, and now automatically the UI is going to change here. See, he is writing font hyphen medium, and automatically here the output will be changing. See, everything got changed. So here he is writing software engineer. For this one, he is trying to change the name. So now he is changing everything. Text hyphen center. See, automatically center has been came. Now he is checking for the alignment for the desktop base also. So he is not changing. He is not writing single CSS code. So he is in the HTML only, and he is changing whatever the thing he wants. He is changing according to this one. He has written none of the CSS, and he has changed this one to somewhat beautiful layout design. So like this. So these are all the useful things. So Tailwind is one of the, what I can say, without ever leaving your HTML. So that means you cannot go back to a CSS file. So two files you cannot work. You will not work. You will work only the HTML file. What is that means? He will provide all the CSS classes and all those things. So you can make use of those classes. Okay. So this is all the what I can say is not going. All these companies, what we have seen. So these are all the foundation. Okay. These are all the Bootstrap. So many things are there. So many things has came and gone away also. So in the market, so some companies will. So this is also one of the, Bulma is also one of the thing. So this is also CSS framework. So many things has been came and went away from the market. But the most popular thing are these two, Tailwind and the Bootstrap. So these are the two things. Tailwind is the latest one. So Bootstrap is there long before from the market. So why Bootstrap has become so famous? So Bootstrap, why it has become famous is, so what I can say is now the Bootstrap actually at the first time when it was introduced, it was developed by the Twitter actually. So this is the reason. So Bootstrap has become very famous. So if you try to see, Bootstrap has two websites. Get Bootstrap is there, and also another Bootstrap is also there. If you try to see Bootstrap 3 or something 4, you will be able to see. Just try to see this one. Okay, same thing only. So Bootstrap 3, if you try to see here, Bootstrap 4 is here, 5 is here. So Bootstrap 3 at the first time, Bootstrap 3 I think it's the first one it came. So Bootstrap 3 is the first one. So this was developed by actually the Twitter guys. So the Twitter company, in order to develop their portals, they have developed their own libraries like this. So now we have developed we are trying to create our own classes, right? So that we can use it in our project. So like this, as a as they want to use it as an internal classes, they have developed this project. So soon after how this has become famous, that the company has decided to release it to the public, so that they can use the standards for this developing this front end framework. So at the first time they have released it in the Bootstrap 3. So this uses the CSS 2 basic things and all those things. So everything like this only. So that is the reason. So when the Twitter was released, because of this reason, so Bootstrap has become very famous. And this Tailwind and all those things, foundations are the individual developers, open source developers, they have developed it. But whereas the Bootstrap, it is developed by corporate companies like Facebook. These things are there, right? So how React became famous because of Facebook, and how Angular became famous because of Google. In the same scenario, Bootstrap has a backup for the Twitter. So because of that reason, so Bootstrap became very famous. So Bootstrap also, it will be released all the time. So all the time updates will be there. So because of that reason, so Bootstrap has become very famous. So this is the main thing actually. Twitter has the backup for this one. So Twitter is the developers who is developing this one. Because of this reason, Bootstrap has become famous. Remaining all are, so they doesn't have that much of companies backup and all those things. Because of this reason, so Tailwind is more what I can say is what we can say is it has more options to customize our what I can say to our website than Bootstrap. But if we develop a website using the Bootstrap, we can easily recognize that okay, this website was developed using Bootstrap. Whereas this Tailwind, if you develop, so we cannot able to recognize by seeing the class names and all those things. We can recognize that okay, they have used the Tailwind, but it will be so much customized that we cannot by seeing the UI we cannot able to distinguish that much customization Tailwind has. But whereas the Bootstrap has the minimal customization, but it is very easy for the starters to develop, so that you can shift back to other advanced these things. So let's try to see first how to use this Bootstrap. So right now I'm using 5.2 or anything, any version you can take it. So we will take the latest version instead of 3, 4 and all those things. So let's start with the introduction. So now we already know about this Bootstrap now we understood why we need to use the Bootstrap. So why we are using the Bootstrap, you need to understand. Without knowing that why we are using the Bootstrap and we are trying to use it, is we cannot make use of this one 100%. We cannot use this library 100%. First of all, when you are using the library and all those things, means first you need to understand that why we are using this library and what are the problems that it could solve for my project, and what are the things that I can be benefited by using this library. You need to understand. Then only you can be more benefited with this one. So everybody using Bootstrap and I use the Bootstrap and you start developing your own classes like this, means then it doesn't make any sense. So for example, let's say that Textation Center is there in the Bootstrap already, but you don't know about that library, and you all of them are using the Bootstrap, and you try to use in your project also, but you are writing your own CSS like this, text-center, color-white, these all classes you are trying to implement, means this doesn't make sense. So the duplication of the code will be there. Why? Because already the Bootstrap will give you the access this type of classes. You need to know about those class names. That's it. So when you come to know about those classes, so the website become very easy. But if you don't know about the Bootstrap, but all the people, it is very famous because of that reason I am using in the project, and you start developing with your own customized CSS, means then it is waste of using that library. First of all, you need to understand this one. Any library, when you are using any library in your project, means so you need to understand why I am using this one, what are the problems that it could solve in my project. Then only we can make use of that one. So now we understood why we want to use this one. So here we have written long lines, 150 lines of code I have written CSS. Okay, and all the things what I am using is I am using one and the same. So I'm using the combination. So I'm just applying the combination. So these are all the things: text decoration, none, padding, display. These are all the things all we know. So I'm using all these combinations. So I'm trying to repeat it. If you try to see the code anybody, so all the things will look like same only. So what is this? All looks like the same only, and we'll get confused. So 150 lines only. I am only getting confused. So just I am saying. So now if you try to write very big project, so you will be totally get confused. So for example, let's say that float left, float right is there. So many places. So here I have used the float left, and again I am using the float left same here only. Float right also will use the same thing somewhere else. So padding 20 pixel like this. I am using padding top here. So same thing padding. So here padding I am using 10 pixel. Here I am using padding. Same concept I am using. So in order to overcome this duplicate CSS and all those things, so Bootstrap comes into picture to make the website very fast. So first let's try to see how we can what are the structure of this Bootstrap. Then afterwards we'll try to develop the layout. So what are the concepts involved in this Bootstrap? First you need to understand that we will try to create a project. So CSS Bootstrap. I will open this one in a new Visual Studio Code. Let's close this one. Okay. So now these are all the things you already know. Okay. So this is the code snippet. So normal code snippet is telling. So now here let's try to create a main.html, whatever the name it may be. So I'm creating HTML file. Now what he is saying is he's create a new index.html file in a project root he is telling. So now he's include the meta name is equal viewport. So this is the must and should we need to include it. Why? Because this is the meta tag and it will take the width device width. So the total content will extend to the device width. The total resolution of this one. Initial scale is equal to 1 means it will try to behave the what I can say is responsive mode. But actually it will not be responsive. If you try to see the total website, try to fit it in that device width. In the mobile also if you try to see. So because of this reason we need to, or otherwise you will get a horizontal scroll like this. You will get a horizontal scroll for this for the website if you don't mention initial scale is equal to 1. So previous old websites used to have like this. Now let's try to main.html file. Let's try to create the code snippet. So automatically the code snippet will be created. So language is equal to en. You know about this one. So we are trying to tell that our HTML language, the primary language of this HTML is English. And meta viewport content device with initial scale 1.0. So this is title. So you can add the title. Now we need to include the, so these are all the things, let's leave it. Now we need to include the Bootstrap in our project. So there are different ways to include the Bootstrap in the project. First one is the directly using the link. For example, if you try to see here, you can download. So first one is the compiled CSS. So automatically he will give the compiled CSS and JS file. So JS we will try to learn afterwards. First we will target the CSS. So download, I am downloading this CSS and you will be able to see one zip file you will be getting. And here if you try to open this one, okay, and here you will be able to see all the Bootstrap files. So CSS files, you will be able to see the different CSS files you are able to see. Okay, so these are all the different CSS files you will be having. So this is one method. So you can directly download that one and you can paste it in here. You can paste it here directly. For example, let's say that where it will be downloaded in the downloads, it will be there. Be having in somewhere in the downloads. Try to see it. I am trying to paste it in the here. So this is the Bootstrap file which we got it, and I am trying to extract it here only. So extract it here. So you will get another file. Is it another file gone? So it's all going into another screen actually. Yeah, here this is the Bootstrap file which I got. Now what I can do is I can copy this entire thing and I can paste it here. Okay, so wherever you want it, you can paste it. Oh. Let's try to drag it into this one. So now here we got the Bootstrap file. So now we got the Bootstrap file into this one. So now, what is happening here? 1 second. Let's open this one. Reveal in File Explorer. These two are creating as a separate projects. CSS Bootstrap. In this one it is there, right? No. This one has went. Let's try to remove folder from workspace. And what I will try to do is, this is the file, right? Let's open this one. And here let's try to paste it. Yeah. Now let's open this one. Okay, in this project we are having the Bootstrap. So let's try to rename this one. So I use the Bootstrap. So I will try to use this Bootstrap. So that's it. Now we have took the entire downloaded the Bootstrap and we have added into our project. So wherever you want you can place it. So now in this one you are having a long way of CSS you are having. So you can ignore these all the things, and you are having the JS files. So you can ignore. So the only one JS which you want is the bootstrap.css file. If you open this bootstrap.css file, so these are all what I can say is the parts of this bootstrap.css. So this contains the complete bootstrap.css file. So here you will be able to see twitter.inc. So now this complete CSS file. So only some parts of the CSS bootstrap if you want to use means, so you can use this particular what I can say particular file, you can use it. But I want to use the complete bootstrap features, I want to use it. So you can use this complete thing. So this is the expanded version. So if you try to see, so many CSS you will be having. So lot of CSS you will be having. So for everything you will be having a CSS here. And the another one is the min.css file. So this is the compiled version. Compiled means nothing but minified. So no spaces, nothing, no comments, nothing will be there. So everything will be in one line. So this makes the file size little bit smaller. So that is the reason all the people will use this bootstrap.min.css. So if you want, you can use both the thing. So I can use something like link. So in which place it is there, bootstrap, CSS and bootstrap.css. I don't want to use some of the features. I want to use all the features. So I can use this bootstrap.css or bootstrap.min.css. Min means minified. So without any comments, without any spaces, nothing will be there. So if you want, you can use this bootstrap.css. Okay. This is one way of including the bootstrap.css in your project. So now if you try to see, the bootstrap will be working. So the another way is the CDN.js. So automatically some of the bootstrap will be hosted in some other websites, and you can make use of these things. So for example, now there is no need of this bootstrap download and all those things, and you can just copy this CSS, this link, and you can paste it here. That's it. So now you are getting the CSS from some other place which is hosted. So Bootstrap has some other guys has hosted this Bootstrap in their server. So we are making use of this one. Okay. And another is the package manager. So this is one of the another way, most common thing which we will be using in the real-time projects. So this is the npm package or yarn package, whichever we want, you can use it. So if you want to use that one means, so first we need to make npm init. So make it available. So we need to use something like npm init. So now the project will be initialized. Node package manager will be initialized. So this is beyond the concept. So just I will show you. So now we need to install the Bootstrap. Now what I can do is I can copy this command and I can directly paste this command. So now before pasting this one, so whenever I use this npm init, automatically one package.json file will be created. So explaining you what is your project and everything. So what this one contains is whatever the packages, means whatever the libraries you are installing in this application. So it will maintain the details of this one. So tomorrow if anybody wants to take this project in his system means, so he can directly do the npm install and he can install all the packages without sending this bootstrap thing and all those things. So there will be a lot of advantages with this one. So I will explain it afterwards. Now let's try to do this one. Just remember that much only. So let's try to take it, and I am doing this npm install. So you will be having this bootstrap. So bootstrap is installed. Now if you try to see, a folder will be created with the node modules, and in this one you will be having a bootstrap. The same thing how you have downloaded and you pasted, right? So everything we are doing it through the command. So here you will be having the Bootstrap. In the dist you will be having the CSS. Again you are having everything. Now what I can do is I can remove this entire thing. Okay, so I can use this automation way. Now I can use this Bootstrap. So here if you want you can use this CDN version or otherwise. So I have used right node modules. So I can take this node modules, Bootstrap, dist file, CSS, and bootstrap.css you are having, right? So bootstrap.css. So I can use. So this is also one of the way. But now we have automated way in such a way that so tomorrow if I want to change the version means so I can if any new version comes means so I don't want to there is no need for me to download that again the new version and override the files present in this project. There is no need. So we can directly use the command and we can install it so that automatically everything will be updated. So here we are not using any version. See, version name we are not using anywhere. So automatically the Bootstrap will be updated to the latest version. So there is minimal changes. We can update it to the latest version. So these are the different ways which we will be using for installing this Bootstrap. So there are also Yarn is also one of the Node.js package manager only. This was developed by Facebook and this was developed by the Node package manager. Some people will use the Yarn, some people will use the npm. So both does the same thing only. So these are all the different versions of installing Composer. These are PHP versions. So this is the thing, downloading. So the different ways how we can use it. Now they are telling that what are the things you will be having in the Bootstrap. They are trying to explain us. So these are all things you understood. So these are the different parts of the CSS. So if you try to see grid, reboot means nothing but CSS reset. So I have shown you the browser compiled styles. You will be having some browser styles. You will be having for H1 it will give you some padding. For paragraph it will give you some padding. These are all the things browser automatically defines it, right? Now Bootstrap has its own reboot CSS. So that means so it will maintain the consistency across all the browsers. We'll try to see those things also. So JS is a separate thing. So these are all the things. Now let's try to see browser and device support. So now we need to understand that now we are using the third-party library. So how much support is there for the browsers? We are having so many browsers are there in the market. Old browsers, modern browsers, so many browsers are used by the users. So how much support will be there for these browsers means so you need to understand this one also. Bootstrap from modern world they are supported by Bootstrap including so here supported browsers are here they are trying to say. Okay, so less than or equal to 11. So equal to less than or equal to 11. So that means 11 Internet Explorer 11 also will not be supported it seems. So here Chrome greater than or equal to 60. Okay, Chrome greater than or equal to 60 means 60 version greater than it will be supporting. Firefox also same thing. iOS, Safari they're saying like that. And now here for the Internet Explorer they are saying that Internet Explorer is not supported. If you require Internet Explorer support please use Bootstrap 4 version. So if you want this Internet Explorer support means so you need to use the Bootstrap 4. So that is the thing also you need to understand. So when you are telling to the client so you need to tell that before using this 5 you need to tell that we are using Bootstrap 5. So that means we have some limitations that completely Internet Explorer we need to ignore it. So only in the IE edge is different. Internet Explorer is different. If we try to see I don't know. So IE. So this is the Internet Explorer. So light blue color this is Internet Explorer. If we try to see edge it will be in thick color I think. Edge. Where is this edge? Yeah, so this Microsoft Edge is this one is a different Microsoft recommended browser. This Edge is different and Internet Explorer is different. I don't know when this guy will remove this one. So this one is also there in the Windows latest one also. So IE Explorer means it will be having 11. But you need to understand that in Internet Explorer this one will not work. So these are all different things. So this is the main thing, browser support. So almost all the browsers it will support Chrome greater than or equal to 60. I don't know what is the right now the Chrome version it is supporting. It will be Google. It is 101 version is there. Right now the version is 101. So greater than or equal to 10 it will support. So Firefox also in the same scenario. So all the things Firefox greater than or equal to 12. So in Microsoft we don't have Safari. So Safari is not supported in Windows. In Mac if you are using means so Safari will be there. Now that's it about the browser support. So these are the browser supports. If you want to check means you can check in this browser list.src file. So this is the GitHub open source. As this one is an open source project, you can check the complete thing about the Bootstrap. Here you'll be able to see it. The complete code will be hosted here. You will be able to see this one. Now let's try to go to another thing. So we have checked the browsers and these are all the different things, Webpack, and these are all different concepts. So parcel is also one of the competitor for the Webpack. Accessibility is different thing. So these all things, let's ignore these all things. So this is all the basic thing about the Bootstrap. So we have learned how to install the Bootstrap and how to use it. Now we need to understand, so what are the different concepts that are existing in the Bootstrap. So first comes the customization thing is leave it. So if you want to customize the Bootstrap, this is advanced thing. So now whatever the Bootstrap they have offered us, the default settings, we'll try to use this thing. So this is advanced thing. So according to your project, if you want to customize means, so he is telling to customize this one. So we'll leave it this one apart. Now whatever the default settings that the Bootstrap has given us, let's try to use those default settings and we'll try to use this Bootstrap. The first one comes is the breakpoints. Breakpoints means nothing but resolution breakpoints. Now we have learned in our project something like mobile first approach, right? So the same scenario, so I will not try to explain it like this. I will try to explain it one by one so that you will be able to understand very easily. Now the layout concept is one of the important thing you need to understand. So now here if you try to see, first one is the base breakpoints are the building blocks of responsive design. We know that breakpoints means nothing but min width, max width, these all things we have seen in, right? So these are the building blocks. So we use media queries to architect CSS by the breakpoint. So we already know about the media queries concept, and all the time, most of the time, we most commonly use the min width concept. So right now, previous project also we have used this min width concept only. So this is the most what I can say is less complicated way of using the responsive thing. So if you want to use max width, min width, everything you can use it. But I am telling you. Now the concept for this Bootstrap is the mobile first approach. So what we have developed in the responsive also, because of that reason I have explained you the mobile first. So this one is Bootstrap also follows the mobile first responsive approach. So that means we need to try to develop the mobile first, and later on we'll go on with the desktop. See here, so it will work for all the smallest breakpoints. That means it will work for the mobile first. Then you can adjust the design layer for largest devices. So the same scenario we have did it. So first we have did it for the mobile, then afterwards we have made the adjustment for the going on the larger devices. We try to adjust it. In the same scenario, Bootstrap also works in the same scenario. So because of that reason, I have explained you that type of model. So every frameworks, almost all the frameworks follows this approach only. Mobile first approach only it will follow. Now the available breakpoints. So types of supported resolutions available in the Bootstrap. So here you need to understand it. So these are divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the device is divided into 6 parts. First one is the extra small. So that means whatever the resolution less than or equal to 576 pixel. So this is considered as the extra small. So you need to note down these things. So it is very important for designing this responsive website design. So first one is less than 576 pixel. It is considered as an extra small. So these are all the terminologies you need to understand in Bootstrap. Okay, these are considered as extra small. Now greater than 576 pixel. So these are considered as the small devices. Okay, and greater than 768 pixel. These are considered as the medium devices. Okay, and greater than 992 pixel. So these are considered as large devices. Okay, so greater than 1200 pixel. So 1200 pixel means so it will consider as an extra large. Greater than, so these are greater than or equal to, so let's assume, so extra large. Okay, and greater than, so this is the thing which is introduced in the Bootstrap 5. So in the Bootstrap 4 it is not there. So but you need to understand extra large, this one is. Okay, so these are the different types of devices or resolutions that is supported. Previously in our responsive website design we have did greater than 500 and greater than 800 and greater than 1200 and greater than 1500. Last we have applied. So these resolutions only we have targeted. But Bootstrap by default comes with variety of these things, 6 things. 576 less than 576 means these are extra small. So that means something like iPhone SE, iPhone 3GS. So these things, small devices are there, right? So those things are extra small. Greater than 576 means something like Samsung. These are bigger devices it will be having. 768 pixel means small tabs you will be having. 8 inches tab, 10 inches tab, Samsung tabs. These are Micromax tabs. So it is like this. Large device means iPad Air, these all things comes under this one only. 1200 pixel means laptops, so basic laptops it will come. 1400 pixel means extra means 1200 pixel greater than means, so you'll be having all the HD laptops will come here. So 1400 means these are all full HD laptops which supports 1900 pixel. So right now it is supporting, right, like this. So these are all the different types of breakpoints. We'll try to see the what I can say real-time scenario also, how these breakpoints will do it. If you want to change the breakpoints, you can change it. So those are different things, and these are all how they have implemented in the library. They are trying to explain us. So you need to understand these are the breakpoints which are supported in the Bootstrap. Extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, and extra extra large. So these, by using this one only, you need to be able to recognize. And another thing what you need to understand is small we denote it using the SM. Okay, small is SM, medium is MD. So these are also names you need to understand. Medium is represented as MD in this all Bootstrap. Small is represented by SM. Large is LG. Extra large is XL, and extra extra large is XXL. Okay, so these are the notations. So the like this only we will use to use the class infix. Infix means in between this one, not suffix or prefix. Infix in between we will use this one. I will try to show you. Now these are the different types of breakpoints available in the Bootstrap. So this is one of the thing you need to understand. Now next comes the major main concept. First, before diving into our project, layout designing and all those things, first one comes the container. So what is this container? Container means nothing but what I can say is, for example, so you will be having our skeleton is header. You can have nav, okay, and you can have the main part, okay, and you can have the footer. So this is the normal skeleton, normal typical website will look like. So now in this main, I will try to use okay. So this is a website something like this. Let's try to open this one in the output. And if I try to open this one, now here, if you try to observe, so previously when we are not using the Bootstrap, so we are having a body of something around 4 pixel. Used to have the body used to have the margin or padding. I don't remember. It used to have something 10 pixel like this, but right now it is not having anything. Now this is the website is in a such a way that it is left end, so left corner end it is there. So to the right corner end you will be having. So there is no margin or padding before this, before the T. So in order to apply, so for example, when whatever the project, whatever the application we are trying to develop, so this all application will be in such a way that so it will be in the edge part. So left edge it is there. So now I want to apply margin to the complete website. So now what we can do is, one thing what I can do is I can use this style, okay, so padding of 10 pixel. Now the entire website will be in such a way that it will be the padding will be applied to this one. Okay, so now this main is called as a container. So this is the container which contains all the web page elements or components, whatever you want, you can say is something like components means, so each section you will be having the web page, right? So this is called as a main is called as a container. In the same scenario, Bootstrap also has a container, so it will give importance to the container. So now this is called as a container. Container are the fundamental building block of the website that contains padding and align your content. So these are the things you will be having. So now how this will work? So you will be having different types of containers in our Bootstrap. So here you will be able to understand. So now let's try to say that. So instead of using this one, I want to make use of the Bootstrap. Why? Because I have already included the Bootstrap here. Let's try to make use of this Bootstrap thing. So now I will wrap the entire thing in a div. Okay, so this is my container, not main is my container. So this is my container. If you want, you can also give this one for this main also. You can make it as a container, but I am trying to explain you. Now this one I want to make it as a container. Now here if you try to see the output, right? Now it is in the left side corner, right? Now I will try to give a class of container. So this is the class available in the Bootstrap itself. So it is a Bootstrap class. So now I have given the container. Now if you try to see the output, see automatically a fixed padding has been applied to this one. So this is out. So now if you try to use the container in any of your project, so this will remain the constant. Okay, this will remain constant. For you, there is no need for us to create a class with name container, and there is no need for us to give the CSS. Now we are trying to make use of this reuse of these Bootstrap classes. Now I have given a container in such a way that so now this has applied the container. Okay. So now I want to place this in a container, but I don't want the space here. Okay. So there are different types of containers available. So the second option is the container fluid. Fluid means it will not give you. So if you try to see the CSS for this container, then you'll understand. So what is the CSS they have given? Let's try to see. So now this is the container we are having. Automatically when you try to use this container, so max width of 720 pixel has been applied for this one. So now it will take the place of 720 pixel. Okay, now if I try to remove the zooming, so actually I applied the zooming. So if I remove the zooming, see that the code has went something, they have given so much, so a lot of padding is there. So what is the reason for this one is, so now my total resolution of this width is, so let's say that container, how it will try to take is container. So the class container, how it will try to take is, depending on the resolutions, it will try to give the width. For example, if it is greater than 1400 pixel, so that means if it is greater than large pixel, so the width of this container will try to maintain it as something around 1320 pixel only. So whatever may be the resolution of the website, so it will be in between this 1320. If you are able to see, so max width is 1320. In this 1320 only you need to try to apply. So for example, if I try to add a border 1 pixel solid black, if I try to use it, so this is the container. Now let's try to apply this CSS so that you will understand. Style dot border black, I will use the class border 1 pixel solid black. Okay, now we will try to use this border black here. Now if you try to see, now the container, the width, so the website will be aligned in this one, in this width only, in this border only the website will be there. So this is called as a container. Container will allow you fixed width. Now what happens when I go to the iPad or anything? So let's assume that I am in an iPhone. So that means resolution is 414 pixel. Now it is less than 576 pixel. That means it's an extra small. So you need to understand the breakpoints also. This is an extra small. So when this one is extra small is there means, let's try to go with the like this. We'll go on like this. So now you need to understand that 1400 pixel. Now let's go to the 1200 pixel. So if it is 1200 pixel, so 1200 pixel to 1400 pixel is there means, so it will take around something around, I don't remember, so 990 pixel or something like this it will take. Let's try to see it one by one, then we'll try to understand. If it is an extra small means the width of this container will be around 100%. So it will take it as 100%. Somewhere they will try to give container, so they have left it. So now it is 100%. The width of this one is 100%. Now if you try to increase this, yes, increase this one, keep it as it. Now I will try to make it something around, so these are 1676 pixel, right? Let's try to make it as, yeah, now here I am decreasing it to 1400 pixel. I am coming down, so that means this is extra small. So up to here it is extra large. Now it is extra large, sorry. So now 1400 if I decrease means now the width has been changed. Now here the width is around 1140 pixel. If you try to see, so the width is around 1140 pixel. Previously it used to have 1320 pixel. Now it is 1140 pixel. So 1200 pixel it is around 1140, not 990, 1140. Okay. So just I am telling you what is the width it will try to take the container. So now if you go decrease it to 992 pixel, so up, sorry, 1200 pixel. So 1200 pixel, now it is large devices. Now, so here 1200 pixel less than means it will try to take max width of 960 pixel. So now here if you try to say take between this 992 to 1200, it is around 960 pixel. Okay. So like this it will go on change. So now if you try to see, you go on to less than 576 pixel. So if you go less than 576 pixel, so where is this 576? Yeah, then only the width will be 100%. So other than that, for everything you will be having some padding between the left and right. Okay, so this is called as a fixed container. Now what I want is, I don't want this width and all those things. So whatever the website it may be in any resolutions and all those things, the width should be 100%. So that means you can use another class, something like fluid, container-fluid. If you try to use this container-fluid, in any resolutions, if you try to check, the width will be 100%. Now if I try to decrease it, 100%. So every place if you try to check it, so it will be 100% only. Okay. So if you want to make some fixed padding and all those things, if you want to give for resolution basis, means you can use this container. Or otherwise, no, I want to use the 100% width, I want to use it, means you can make use of this container fluid. Now let's say that up to medium. So if I use this container -md, okay. So now for example, let's say that container -sn. So that means extra small should be 100% from small device greater than small device, from greater than small device onwards. So it should follow the fixed width. So if you try to see here, the same thing. So if you how you mention the, what I can say, container, so the same thing it will follow. Now let's try to see that. I will try to change it to medium device. Okay. Now the extra small device will be 100% and small device also will be 100%. Whereas from medium device onwards, it will follow the width. Now if you try to see, so extra small device is 100%. Okay. Now let's try to see greater than 576 pixel. So I increase it to 576 pixel. Right now it is 584 pixel. Then also the width is 100 only. So now medium screen means 768 pixel above. So if I try to go to 768 pixel up to here also, it is 100% only. Now if I try to go to 768, immediately the width has applied. See. So that means from medium screen onwards, I want to apply the width, means you can use container -md. Now for example, no, I want to apply for medium screen also 100%. I want to apply only for the from large screen onwards. Then if you try to see here, for medium also it has been there. So now if you try to see, so from medium 992, so it will be large screen. So up to 992 it is 100%. So immediately if I try to go to 992 greater than, means the width has been applied. So like this, if you go on Excel, means up to extra large device, you'll be having this 100%. So if you try go here, so from extra large onwards, you will be having the padding. So if I try to keep extra large, means, so now all the laptop device, so everywhere it will be 100% only. Everywhere it will be 100%, but only for the extra large devices. That means greater than 1400 up to 1300. That means laptop HD device also it will be 100% only. But when you are trying to see in the full HD devices 1400, so then it will apply the padding. So like this, you can make use of these breakpoints. So we have discussed it, right? SM, MD, LG, the combination we can use it, and we can control this container also. So like this, we between the breakpoints, you can apply which one you need to get. For example, if you want, you can also do that. Everything should be container. So from large onwards, you can make it as something like this. So okay, leave it. All things are different. So now this if I tell you that one, though you will confuse. So this is the basic container concept. If you try to see in our Bootstrap thing, this Bootstrap, yeah, here they are trying to tell about these all things. Container SM, container MD. So here everything container XXL. If you try to say, if you try to take in every breakpoints, it will be 100%, but in the extra large only it will be 1320 pixel. So like this, they will be applying. So this is the thing. Default container will be always the container, you can use it. So it will be responsive, but you will have a fixed width. Responsive containers, we have used this one things. I have shown you these all things. Container fluid means, so it will take in any viewport, it will take the full width container. So these are all customization. So first concept is the container concept. So did you people able to understand this container concept? So fine, right? So this is the stepping stone for this one. So now we are going a little bit deeper, means, so then you will get confused. So now we need to understand this layout, container, column blocks, and all those things. Then afterwards only we can design the layout. So these are, you will be having different types of column layouts. So let's try to learn the basic thing. Then afterwards we'll try to learn it. Now the Bootstrap CSS use the grid system layout. So grid system layout means nothing. It's a grid system layout. You need to remember. So it uses the flexbox concept. CSS flexbox concept it will try to use. So the grids, everything. So everything in the website is divided into 12 column layout. Okay. Now if you try to see here, so we are having a container. Okay. Let's say try to say that. Okay, 12 column. Let's try to see here what they have. So everything will be divided into 12 column layout. So 6 responsive types means nothing but 6 responsive, extra small. These all things we have seen, right? And the layout will be 12 column layout. So I will try to explain you 12 column layout. Now here the basic thing they have explained you. So now we are in the container. Okay, let's take this container. And what I will try to do is, so this is the border black, and here I will try to apply in a such a way that class which has, or otherwise which starting means very, yeah, starting has call. Now it should be applied like this. Okay, now here we are having a container. Okay, so one row we are trying to design it. So one row. Now let's say try to say that I'm having a call. So this is one column. I'm trying to create a column. Okay, now let's try to see the output. So this is one row. One row means nothing but it's table row. It will be having like a table row. So one row in one row. I am trying to create one column. I already told you, right? The Bootstrap will be divided into 12 columns. I will show you how it will be. So first I have took class is equal to call. So these are all the Bootstrap classes. Now let's try to see how much space it will try to take it. Now if we try to see the output, where is this? So now 12 column layout. Let's try to apply this content. Call box or something like this. I'll try to. Now if you try to see, so this is the column box. Now if you try to see enter, if you try to mention the call here, the class is equal to call, it will take the total width of the container. Now let's try to add another call in this one. So now I am trying to add another call. So this is the column 1 and this is the column 2. Now I have added in this row, in the same row, I have added 2 columns. Now what it will have it will try to do is this class is equal to call. This class, it will try to equally distribute the columns. Now if you try to see, equally these 2 columns are distributed. So now if you try to use as many columns, so if you try to use 3, so 3 will be distributed equally. So 1, 2, 3. So as many columns if you want to use, you can use it. So each will be divided equally. So now how many columns you want to use, you can use it. So each will be divided equally. So this is the first column concept. So what this call will do is upon existing in a row. Okay, upon existing in a row. So this is row. So if you mention any divs, so those many boxes it will be created. Okay, here it is created. So in this one, so you can divide equally those many boxes. So this is one first concept you need to understand. What call will do? So call will divide into equal columns. So here they have used these 3 columns. So call they have used means so equally 3 columns will be divided. So this is the one first concept. Okay. So no matter how many columns are there, if you are having in a row columns means so each column will be divided in the same row equally. So that is one concept. So now let's try to use another thing. Okay. So now if you try to see here, so now what they are trying to do is, so now in first row I am having call 1 and call 2. So if you try to see the output, in the first row I am having call 1 and call 2. In the second row, so now in the second section, what I want to do is I want to have a 3 rows, call 1, call 2, call 3. Now let's try to see the output. So it will be in such a way like this. So now if you try to have another thing, okay, another column, if I try to do it, so like this it will go on, we can go on design the layout. So like this the layout will be. Okay, so this is the how the structure will be actually. So this is the basic column layout, how you will be using. So this is the thing what he is trying to explain us. Okay, now let's try to see another concept. So now I am removing these all things. Okay, now let's try to keep 3 rows. Okay, here we are having 3. Now we know that it is divided into 12 column layout. So everything will be in the 12 column layout. Okay, you need to understand this one. So one thing is 12 column layout. Okay, HTML, right? Okay, so this is a 12 column layout. What I want to do is out of this 12 column layout, so now each one will be divided 1, 2, 3 are there, right? 4, 3 is 12. So each will take 4 columns. So now here this one will take 4 column. So this one will take 4 column and this one will take 4 column. Okay, so now these all combined it will be a 12 column grid. Okay, like this you need to understand. So now if I try to add another column, so now each one will share 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so like this it will be there. Now what I want to do is, okay, now what I want to do is, so out of this one each one is sharing 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, right? So but first one I need to take it 6 columns. Okay, so it need to take 6 columns. Now what it will try to do, so it has to call the 6. Now remaining 6 it need to be distributed between these two things, between these 2, 3 things. Now what it will try to take, it will take 2, 2 and 2. Okay, so like this. Now it will be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like this it will be. Now if you try to see the output, how it will be, let's try to see the output. Okay, so these things, let's try to remove it. So now entire thing is a 12 column layout. So now we are telling that in this 12 column layout, don't take it equally. So this one takes sixth part and call these two things are remaining in the 12 column layout. Six parts it should be taken by this one. So remaining all it need to divide in the out of 6. So if you try to see the output, where is this output? See here, the column 2 box, if you try to observe, the column 2 box has taken half of the thing and remaining half, these two things has been shared. For example, let's try to apply for the first one, then you will understand. So half of the layout has taken by the col 1 box, remaining half, these three boxes has been shared. So this is how you'll be having. You understood about this 12 column layout? So how the 12 column layout will be distributed. So I have told you that out of this 12 columns, so you need to take 6. Okay, and these 3 things has to take, remaining out of 6 it need to distribute. So 6 means half of the box it has to, and remaining half it is shared by this one. Now if you take it in the mobile also, wherever the resolution will be, so here in the resolution also, in the mobile resolution also, this col 1 box is taking half of the width and remaining 3 is sharing the remaining half. So now if I try to change it at 8, so now 8 means 8 parts it will take, 9, 10, 11, 12. So remaining 4 parts will be there, right? So it will be shared between these 3 things. Now if you try to see, so 8th part it has been took. Okay, so now it is trying to share between the 3 things. Okay, now here it will be having, so you will be able to understand. So 8 parts has been took, so remaining parts is being shared by the call 2. Now if I try to tell that 10 thing, so 10 parts it has took, so only 2 parts it is taking by. So if I try to use it 12, let's try to see it. So now 12 means entire it has took. Okay, so we know that it is a 12 column layout. More than 12 it is not there. So nothing is there for this one to share the layout in the same row. So automatically it has come to the 3 down, and in this down it is having the equal thing. So now in this then 12 in this 12 columns, so it is sharing equally. Okay, so this is what about this column layout. So do you people able to understand this column thing, call thing? So little bit difficult it will be. So somewhat deep we will go. So then you will get confused. So but not a problem. By practice you can get understand. So today we have learned about the Bootstrap installation, container concept, and also this row column concept. Okay, tomorrow you'll see some more deep about this Bootstrap thing. So if you have any doubts means you can ask me.